Hello everyone, this is Cam Johnson. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. It's a family channel. I'm a retired Fish and Wildlife Commission officer, formerly a Florida Marine Patrol officer. This is a Spanish anchor for real. Probably about a good 20 years now. My dad and I was fishing in my john boat I used to have off the Florida power plant, probably about 300 yards off the discharge side. And I was pulling in a mushroom anchor and I dragged this up. I thought I was pulling up a log or something that entangled my anchor, and I pulled this up. And I showed it to a archaeologist, one of the few in the state of Florida at the Buffer Preserve, who said this is a real Spanish anchor. Unfortunately, even though I sprayed fresh water on it and I soaked it in oil and all that kind of stuff, a lot of it has degraded. I wished I had done this earlier to show how neat it was looking back then, but the core of it is still there. And according to the internet, the Indians used to trade with the Spanish as early as the 1500s. So even if this was a 1600 century anchor, it's a good at least 400 years old. So I thought that was really neat. Maybe I should have donated it to a museum still heavy and solid, but it's special to me, and I was a Marine officer for a long time in Florida. I'm still a long-time Florida resident. My dad and I found it, so it's special to me, so I kept it. But and this howitzer rope, I can't even say it correctly, probably. Maybe that's an interesting story. It's in a couple pieces, probably, I don't know, 80 feet long, but it was left on the Florida Barge Canal about 20 years ago when the gambling boat out of there left for whatever reason, and it was half in the water, half on the bank. So after several years of going by it in the Barge Canal, I said, well, it's just sitting there rotting, and it's basically river trash. So one night on the swing shift, I guess you'd say, coming from offshore back to the office in the Barge Canal, I said, I'm gonna go ahead and rescue it. So I dragged it up on my patrol boat at night. I got filthy doing it and praying that the dispatcher wasn't gonna send me somewhere, but luckily it was at the end of my shift and it was a quiet night. So I brought it home, cleaned it up, and I rescued it. So that is my sort of circle driveway, and one man's treasure or one man's trash is another man's treasure. And again, that is at least a 400-year-old Spanish anchor. A lot of history in Florida. Thank you.